Hi, this is Susan from Practically Green, and today we are trying to figure out where I am going to put my garden. And I fortunately found somebody who can help with all of this. And so this is Jesse from Green City Growers, who builds all sorts of different gardens for companies and homes and people in the greater Boston area.
Hi. How you doing?
All right, what'd you find?
I can just explain the process too with site selection. With a garden, you're going to want it to be south-facing.
Yep.
And the reason is the sun goes from east to west on an angle, a slight angle. Okay. So you're going to want something to be south-facing, with north being kind of the shadier part. So if you're going to put a trellis in or tomatoes or anything like that, it would be on the north side. So south in this location is this direction right here. Okay. I think something would be really successful a little bit out from those trees right there.
Right, kind of in.
Yeah. So like right here.
Okay.
Because if south is this way, the sun's coming from east, which is a huge clearing right there.
Yep.
To west, and that's definitely at least 7-8 hours of sun. So, and you want a minimum of 8 hours of sun for the heavy yielding crops like tomatoes and cucumbers, the fun stuff. The other place that I thought might potentially work is right here.
Oh, good. Oh, I would love it if it could go here. That's great. I just assumed you couldn't do that because of the bushes, but if you can, that would
No,
be
because the
fabulous.
sun would never, go this low that the
low.
bush cover would
Got
be
it.
an issue. So,
Okay.
yeah, and you have this big, if you look at the sky, you got a nice big area of sky right here, and that's all going to be sun.
All right.
Which is great.
Perfect. And how many possible beds or containers?
How many people live here?
5. So 3 adults and 2 kids.
Okay. We usually recommend at least a 4x4 per adult.
Okay.
If you want to be really yielding.
Okay.
And kids, it depends how much they eat and how old they are.
5 and 2, and they veggies is like
so
battle. I'm hoping by growing them, they'll actually eat them.
Right. So I would recommend probably a 4-foot by 12-foot plot.
All right.
Which would be, 4 feet is about this wide, and 12 feet would fit in really easily. We can do it as one long continuous plot, or 3 4x4 spots.
Yep.
Which would all work. And I have the list of stuff we can plant.
Oh, good. Okay.
And in terms of season, it starts, we're actually starting to do installations at the beginning of April.
Oh, great.
We can, once we put the beds in, we can actually start planting pretty much immediately after that. And we have all of our starts that are starting right now in the greenhouse that we can get in of the spring stuff.
That's great. Okay.
So the kind of spring crops go in April. It's like peas and spinach and chard and all that great stuff, and leeks and bunching onions.
Okay.
And then in the end of May goes in the summer stuff. So tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, basil, all of the kind of the summer stuff.
Things like that.
Then slowly as the season goes on, fall crops start coming in, and that's actually one of the more difficult things with gardening. Is making sure that things go in the ground on time. The benefits of the raised beds that we build is that we bring in all extremely nutrient-rich organic soil.
Great.
The issue with planting in the ground, not only in the area, it's occasionally unlikely contaminated. That you don't really know what the consistency of your soil is. So we bring in, known, balanced soil. We put a weed barrier and some hardwood cloth on the bottom of the bed, so nothing can permeate below and nothing can burrow up, which is important.
And you do the bunny prevention strategies.
Yeah, so do you have bunnies here?
We have a lot of bunnies.
Okay, so immediately when we do the installation, so immediately when we do the installation, we'll put up a pest fence.
Okay.
Which are great. They're really subtle. It's this very light green that you can actually see all the colors through, and it's very easy to kind of move out of the way so that you can get in there and work on your garden. And we'll put that up immediately before anything goes in the ground, because bunnies go and when plants are thinning on the stage.
And it hasn't been my favorite thing I've ever done, but we are composting, and we have a green Johanna that has been filling up for 6 months. Do you test the compost and see if it's usable for our gardens? Or do you prefer not to use your own stuff?
Well, when we do the installation, we'll use our own stuff. But in terms of you want to keep adding compost, we can definitely check out your composter and see if it's viable. That
would be the big test.
Whole plants, you want to keep adding compost. Nutrients out, nutrients in. So
that sounds great. Well, thank you very much.